interesting, this, isn't it? Hell on earth, I think. What would Labour's ban on work emails after 5 p.m. look like? Portugal has the answers, Steve. So, contacting staff out of hours is against regulations in 17 countries. The UK could become the 18th. Portugal being the main protagonist here. And their law states that any company with greater than 10 employees can be fined up to €10,000, which is £8,500 currently, for contacting their staff outside normal working hours, which in Portugal means 8 hours a day / 40 hours a week. They apparently can do it if there's an emergency. This is fascinating because it's obviously facilitated by the progress of technology, the rapid progress of technology over the last 15 to 20 years, where essentially we can, not everybody, but people with desk jobs can work from home. You still got to dig holes in the ground. You can't do that at home. Otherwise, you've just got one massive hole in the garden that no one wants to buy.
I bet even the people digging the holes in the ground are still getting the updates and the team emails. And,
yeah, sure.
Don't forget it's Christmas jumper day and all of that stuff.
We have created an environment, though, there, because you see this all the time, you know, sort of people are measured by presenteeism. How long are they in the office? How many hours have they done? Also, we've created this misnomer that more hours means greater output. That's a nonsense. I remember back when I had a real job, I'd often stay in the office late to make it look like I really wanted that promotion. I was doing no more work. I could just say it at appraisal time. Luminek, I worked hard this week.
What about? I don't agree with that. I think this is like the rent cap of emails, because there are people who, if you're an entrepreneurial person or you're trying to get ahead, you don't want the government coming in and saying, no, you can't do any extra work at the weekend. And I think everyone will just get their own...
But the entrepreneur can do work at the weekend, but they can't bother people that they're employing. Do you know,
I don't know, because there's lots of grey areas. I mean, I've worked in start-up companies where technically this would cover them, but it's just not the spirit of the organisation, and it's not the spirit of everybody in it.
The spirit of the organisation is the problem. Like, back in the old days, the boss would have to walk round to your house and knock on the door to bother you at 9 p.m. So it is possible to not do that. The only people who ever did that was Ebenezer Scrooge ran a Bob Cratchit's on Christmas, and look what happened there. Whereas you can run a business without having, like, 24/7 access to all of your staff. If there's an emergency, someone pushes back saying, oh, what if it's an emergency? It's in the legislation. You can email in an emergency. We're more likely to have a version like the French one where it's not illegal to send an email, but you can't presume it will be replied to until they start work. And if you punish someone for not replying, then that could be punished. And to the point about presenteeism, I once read 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I think it is a book that tells you how to really be more effective. I got fired within 6 months.